record is in session.
Oh, boy. There's a real gavel here, and I'm just kind of scared of it.
It is. And you know what I like is TJ not only is here, but he's sitting here with straight coffee and cream in a rocks glass. Maybe with some chocolate?
It's his highbrow welcome back.
And a gavel.
Yeah.
Just in case we need a fireside chat, I'm prepared.
Oh, my. Wow. So it's been hard to get into the podcast recording booth of Fantasticness today.
Floods, fires, and earthquakes.
All that type of thing. Because the original location
37th floor of the Bodkin Tower.
was flooded out.
Something.
Yeah. And so...
Terrorists took it over, Hans Gruber.
Right. So we are now in an undisclosed location that also has 3 chairs. And Sam brought in the microphones, and I brought in additional equipment, and TJ brought in the audio testing equipment. So we have relocated to the podcast bunker, I guess we're going to call it.
Third level.
And there's been a lot of setup and things. But now we all have drinks. We have a cool breeze
I'd
coming
like to
at
say
us.
I have libations.
Yes. Oh, yes. And different libations. We have microphones. I think we can actually start this long-awaited podcast because I think we're in at least an hour's worth of setup here.
Long awaited? Like 2 weeks?
No, just like an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
But that's it. So we almost went and got burgers today, but there was a football game on at prime Faturday time.
And in this state, you don't go eating somewhere that has a television and beer unless you want to participate.
That's
in
correct.
Said ritual.
And we were interested in Faturday as it usually sits.
And I said, Dave, what time does that ritual start? And you said,
I'm like 11, which would be Faturday time.
I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
the burger place in question, I kind of thought, well, we'll just brave the crowd. I mean, we've done sports bars and locations for wings or whatever on a Saturday during right, that place is already kind of busy during normal business hours.
Yeah.
A game's really going to do it.
Pan B.
So Plan B, which has been on our list to go to for a very, very long time.
Now, if you heard me, I said Pan B.
Oh, hold on.
So are you
Plan
describing
B.
bread or the thing the lasagna came out
Thing
in?
of lasagna.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the audio signal.
No.
Oh.
I wasn't. Not at all.
Pan A, B, and C. All right. So as TJ has hinted to, Italian was the destination at Mangia Italiana, which
I've always said Mangia.
Well,
But you got the official pronunciation.
Before all the continents of lasagna
Yeah.
split apart.
was that where Mangia was?
Yeah.
Was that? Oh, that's where all the Italian foods were. It split apart, and then like lasagna ended up as its own continent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how do you think we got Sicilian style stuff? It just kind of split off.
Oh, nice. I like that. Neapolitan style was its own.
There are
and
a few million Sicilians who are coming after me right now for that comment.
as if a million TJs cried out and were suddenly silenced. I fear something terrible has happened.
Sounds like he's fallen victim to many blunders.
The first was never start a land war in Mangia. All right. So beyond
Second is never order the cheese bread without ordering another order of cheese bread.
that was
We'll talk about that.
yeah. There's some happy missteps that were had today that we
I don't know if you
talk
want to call them missteps, but they were indeed happy.
Yes. So our final destination, as said, was Mangia Italiana, and thankfully, even in the underground bunker of podcasting, we do have documentation. It is located at 6516 Irvington Road, Omaha, Nebraska. What should we do for the zip code this week?
Irvington, Nebraska, though, is like still Omaha. It's over a bridge, and then it becomes Irvington.
Through the woods to grandmother's house we
It makes me sad.
Yeah.
Isn't that Omaha? Why are they lying to me?
It is officially Omaha, Nebraska. 681 Deuce
Dose.
would be the zip code there. But yeah, in what is Irvington, the Irvington area. So,
You know, if we were French, that'd be 681 doo-doo.
oh, un, deux, trois? All right.
Doo-doo.
681 doo-doo. Okay, forever then.
But this is Italian, and I don't know how to count in Italian, so.
Oh, yeah, it's probably kind of like Spanish, but maybe not. So, yeah, I will say that Mangia Italiana is off the beaten path. This you've got to know where it is. It is on Irvington Road.
Just go get on 90th and keep going north until you're not in Omaha.
There you go.
And
So
then you go over a bridge. There's a light there. You take a left.
take this.
Look for the tasty sign.
Look for the tasty sign. So the restaurant itself, though, I mean, Irvington was sort of a more populated street there, but it's in basically a house with kind of a deck built on the front of it. And parking in front, parking in back.
And
But
drive-through.
It's a little place. Have you ever done drive-through there?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that you could do that. That's
I
pretty
didn't
cool.
realize until today, and quite a few people were doing. Apparently, they were going to go home and watch the game. Now, there was a TV in abeyance, but not in the main seating area.
No. It's like, you're waiting for pizza? Okay, we got a TV here for you.
Yeah, so you don't get bored while you're waiting. So, yeah, you walk in the place, and it's, I would say, a Tuscan motif on the inside, kind of a stucco and light tan type color. Yes, TJ?
Official Olive Garden sanctioned Italian bistro stucco, yes.
Yes.
With
bistro stucco.
little things preserved in bottles and all.
Yes, indeed.
I'm not giving it enough credit. The decor was a little less sparse and a little more personable than an Olive Garden would have been. It doesn't feel as manufactured, but it is the same kind of idea.
Yeah, and it's a little place. It's a pretty cozy
Probably
place.
seats 25.
I think you're right. And there is some patio seating outside. Thankfully, seating was okay at 11 o'clock, which is great. But yeah, it's small. So yeah, get there early so that you can go eat. And then during the week, I think they have lunch specials where you can do like quick single slices and things. But on the weekend, before 4, I believe he said, you order at the counter. You sit down, and then they will bring your food to you, but there's no wait service until the afternoon, which is fine. They're still bringing my food to my table, so that makes me
I don't
happy.
need refills. I can get my own.
Right, exactly. Fountain soda service.
No worries. I'm a big boy.
Yeah, so
I don't mean that by weight either. I'm actually tall.
It's not like a long trek through the restaurant to go get another glass
about 3
of
steps.
whatever either.
yeah, exactly. Well, right, because it isn't that big. So, I have to walk to the counter. Okay, like that's not
Right.
bad. So that's the place, and a little cozy Italian joint there for sure. So, did we eat anything today?
We just went in a little left.
No.
Looked at it and said, thanks.
You're right. That was good. Yeah, because it was takeout only. No.
Dave, I ordered a lot of food.
You did.
A lot of food.
In fact, we got a food couch, and then you sat outside the food couch.
Edge of the food couch because we ate like it was Faturday, not like it was Friday or Sunday. Mm-hmm. Perhaps a Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Nah, this was indeed Faturday.
Yeah. I mean, we always, I think hard to paint's the phrase we usually use. I think you like peeled the paint off.
Yeah, there is no more paint. This was all put in the acetone and left for dead.
So, where should we start? I think.
Well, I'll start first because I ordered first. You pansies were over there just nimbly bimbly through the menu there. So I was like, man, I got this. Let me go. Nimbly bimbly. I'm just messing. You guys are nimbly bimbly. I went up there and I ordered and I said, I want some things. And they said, okay, what things do you want? I said, well, this cheese bread is real good. So let me order some of that cheese bread there. And they're like, oh, that's a good choice. And I said, well, how about one of these here ravioli plates with some meat stuffed inside, drowned in Alfredo sauce? And they said, that is also a good choice. I said, thanks. And said, would that be it? I said, oh, no, ma'am. I have to tell you, I'm eating today, just right now, and only today, right now. She's like, oh, okay, what else you get? I said, I would like a small super buffalo pizza. I ordered those 3 things. Now, I'm not going to get into them right now, but that's how it went down. And as I sat down and I came, or as I went to go sit back down, they gave me this platter of salad and a roll. Ciabatta roll. Well, I don't think it was ciabatta roll. It's their house.
it was not just their house. I think it's.
We all got this salad and roll, yeah?
Yes. Well,
Dave and I did soup.
right.
Roll.
Okay.
So with the entrees, you get your choice of soup and a roll or salad and a roll. But
Soup
we
and a roll.
all got the roll, which are their little. They're like, if you want to order them a la carte, I think they're 65 cents. It's a little. I shouldn't say little. It's a garlic roll, like bigger, like hamburger bun
fist
size.
size.
Size, yeah.
Yeah. Good
And
fist
I-
size.
Hand ham.
Sam and I
fist
being
size.
two disparate individuals, so I think it's a good average fist size we're going for
Yes.
The fist shaking is real.
Not a child fist, a man fist.
Yes. Certainly an adult size.
So, well, I got salad.
here.
So
Favorite
I'll-
B-roll superhero.
Yeah, I'll talk about the salad
And
right
fist.
quick. It was leafy. It was green.
Uh huh.
It was crunchy.
Yeah.
It was wet where it needed to be.
Yeah.
The ranch sauce is very, very ranchy, very tasty.
Oh,
very
that's-
thick, very creamy.
Uh-huh.
Well done. It's definitely a house made.
It was well
ranch.
done. It wasn't a medium rare ranch.
No, it was not a medium rare ranch. It was
Okay.
definitely well
Think of the
done.
inside.
I really enjoyed my light, hearty tooth appetizer, toothatizer.
Yes.
And then the roll. Gentlemen, we can all talk about the roll here. The roll is very soft.
It is.
The bun leather is exquisite.
It has a little bit of bun leather. It has a little toothsome chew to the bun leather where the inside is very soft.
Very pillowy. Mm-hmm. Very fluffy.
Yes.
Very,
Rolly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very good flavor too.
Uh-huh.
I loved it.
And
Give me some feedback on that roll.
Lightly garlicky. Better than average.
I actually used it as a utensil towards the end of my next thing that I got. So I took the top half and I put some butter on it and ate it. And then I used the other as a utilitarian roll.
Okay, well, I talked about my salad. What else did you get?
Well, I went for the soup option instead of the salad because I was like, they have soup. What kind of soup do they have? And I looked at the menu, and they have a different soup depending on which day of the week you go there.
A soup du jour?
There was a soup du jour, and today, though, it's even more du jour because it's the chef's choice.
Oh.
Yes, so I'm like, oh, well, what did the chef choose today? The chef chose broccoli cheese soup. I love broccoli cheese soup, so I got broccoli cheese soup because why not? Good soup, very cheesy, thick, good-sized pieces of broccoli in there. It's medium to small-sized piece. It wasn't like you got a giant floret, but it was chopped well, and it didn't get lost in there. I'd say maybe a hair more salt than I would have liked, but super delicious and a big bowl, mind you. This is a big cup of soup, and after I ate its cheesy broccoli goodness, I took to the rest of that roll, and I kind of sopped it up like a biscuit, man.
Now, would you say it's a cup of soup or a bowl of soup?
In between.
Yeah, big cup, small bowl. Well, big cup, medium bowl actually, because it was
Yes.
pretty deep.
Yeah.
Wasn't that big around, but it was pretty deep. There was a good amount of soup there.
A bup?
It was, yes, and it was also square. So if that makes anything more confusing, because a square bowl. Although I like the square bowl. The squall. The squall was swole with soup, but I appreciate the fact that it was square because that means it kind of has corners, so you can pour the leftover soup out of the corner directly into your mouth if you can't get it out with the spoon.
I will admit to doing that as well.
Yeah, and I may have done that. So.
I didn't notice that. I must have been too fixated on my own food.
Well, you had a lot to be fixated on.
Yeah.
How was the broccoli cheese from your aspect there, TJ?
I could have gone for a little bit sharper cheddar involved in that general purpose cheesiness. I did like, however, that there was a little bit of a bite to it, be it from, I don't know, something red cayenne maybe?
Yeah, there was a hair heat
something
in there.
that gave it just a little teeny tiny bit of spice. My socks were not knocked off. However, it definitely was decent. There was a decent cheese flavor to it. The texture was good. It was served hot. The broccoli was not mushy. That's kind of a big thing. I like it just a little on the al dente side, which it was. So, yeah, once again, better than average.
And it was served hot.
It was.
I mean, whoa. So good. Yeah, I would agree. A little bit better than average is where I'm at there. It was good. It was good. I would get it again.
So you gentlemen shared a second dish? Is that what I'm to understand?
We did, and then inadvertently sort of ordered the same main dish as well.
Okay, so let's talk about this. I sat down and I got my cheese bread.
You did.
It came to the table. These were slices of log. They were big, ginormous. I don't know where they got this bread from, but
Cheese planks.
Cheese planks is a good way. It was definitely a slice of huge bread.
Yeah.
3 of them.
Yeah.
In buttery, melty, herbaceous cheesiness. Mm-hmm. I took a picture of a slice next to my forearm.
Yes.
It was relatively the same size.
You're not kidding, because I saw that picture in the making, and that was a big slice of cheese bread.
It was so good. It was so buttery.
Mm-hmm.
It was so cheesy.
Yes.
I highly recommend that. Pro tip, as we have been there many times before, the only kink in the armor that I see at Mangia is their garlic bread. If you are choosing between the garlic bread and the cheesy bread, please take this pro tip from Faturday Omaha and get the cheesy bread.
Get the cheese bread.
Now, I brought that cheesy bread to my table.
Here comes the first
And then
step of the day.
something happened.
Uh-huh.
I was eating my cheese bread, and all of a sudden,
TJ and I were like, hey, we need some of that cheese bread.
I didn't know it looked like that. I was expecting like some slices of, pre-made white bread with some cheese on it. Not like somebody made a large homemade loaf of bread the size of my head and then sliced it up and put a bunch of cheese on it, including, I'm guessing, mozzarella as the overall, and then like Parmesan over the top and a little bit of herbs, a little bit of butter underneath. Things went well with that cheese bread. Yeah, highly recommended that. Mm-hmm. And I think you're right. I think I've gotten the garlic bread before and been like, yep, it's garlic bread, sure, whatever.
yep.
But the cheese
it's a
bread
little
is
dry.
It's impressive when it comes out on that plate, and definitely a good starter.
Sorry, the garlic bread's a little dry, not the cheese
Not
bread.
the cheese. The cheese bread is not dry in the least, and yeah, it's like $5.99 for this thing, and you get these 3 big slices. And I would say,
Honkin' slices.
yes, if you took all of those slices and cut them in half, every 6 people would have a decent sized piece of garlic bread.
I'd like to state for the record, these are facts.
Yeah, excellent. Can I get a judgment? Thank you. The newly minted
Motion carried.
Faturday gavel. Yes, indeed. So, super good. I agree. I think after all the stuff I had, I really only had one slice of that. I took a slice to go, and TJ had the other slice. So,
When's the last time that you had cheese bread that had pull apart?
oh, that had actual cheese.
You saw that.
cheese pull.
Yeah.
I mean that's some dangerous. They did not skimp on the cheese on that at all.
I pulled it pretty far from my face.
Pudgies.
Oh, there is that.
It's Pudgies, though. It's a different beast.
The cheese is almost, I'm going to go for a third to half as high as the bread itself. Like,
Yes.
it's not a 50-50 ratio, but it looks it, so.
It's worth it.
Cheese bread, delicious.
Motion carried. So.
All right. Well, I got 3. Well, no, I got the cheese bread. I got 2 things. You guys got 2 things.
Yes,
It's
we
fine.
did.
We can do this however we need to do it.
Yes, we can. TJ, should we talk about some pizza?
Let's talk about some pizza.
What kind of pizza did we get today?
We got the specialty meatball pizza with their famous meatballs, I believe.
It's true. The meatball special is our famous meatballs with onions on our pizza sauce with garlic butter crust. Yes.
Oh, that was because I didn't remember the crust being exactly like that. So yes.
So the good, I'd say a slice and then quartered meatball was the topping here. Lots of cheese. The pizza grip on this pizza is very soft. It almost integrates with the main part of the pizza.
Yeah, it's almost not there. It's about the
Yes.
same as the rest of it. There's no beginning and no end. It's an Ouroboros pizza.
Yeah, a Mobius pizza?
Ooh, that's more fun to say.
Yeah, Mobius pizza. So, but yeah, the plenty of cheese. I think I could have used a hair more meatball, but the meatball I did get was tasty. Rough chopped red onion on there, yes.
I think so. I'm not going to lie. TJ was in desperate need of sleep today and still now. So I didn't pay quite as much attention as I usually would. And in this case, I kind of plowed through the food and just ate it to eat it and enjoyed it. So I
Good.
could not tell you what kind of onion, but I will tell you onion, meatball, sauce, cheese, crust balance was had.
Yeah.
I was pleased.
Excellent. And the sauce there, their red sauce, sugo, they're the red sauce that they have. It's a very sweet sauce. So
I wouldn't go as far as very, and the reason I say that is because you prefer the slightly sweeter tomato sauce varietals, or so you have said in the past.
I do on spaghetti.
And you have spoken of
Mangia.
Mangia.
No, that's before the continent split apart.
So you've spoken of
What you know about Mangia?
pre-continental drift Italy as having a sweeter sauce, and it's been a while since we've been back, and I was concerned about this sweet sauce, wanting a savory sauce today. I will say not too sweet. There is probably some sugar involved, as there is in most marinaras that I'm aware of, really. But not a ton, and I definitely caught the herbs, definitely a richness in there. I was much more pleased with this than I thought I would be,
Awesome.
and wondered why we don't go back more often, which I think, since we've already covered atmosphere, I will say, I feel constricted in the place. I think when you can eat outside, it's great.
Well, because the dining area is kind of narrow.
It is.
So you do feel small. Yeah, for sure.
It is. But yeah, I'm digging this sauce more than I remember.
Yeah, it's a good sauce. It's a good sauce for sure. So I thought it was a tasty pizza. Something that if somebody's like, "Hey, you want to get the meatball pizza?" I get the meatball pizza. Again, I thought the meatballs were real tasty. So their famous meatballs must be famous for a reason because they were tasty.
Tasty pizza.
There you go. Motion carried. How about you? What did you get in the ways of these things?
Well, first and foremost, TJ, we didn't go to Tasty Pizza. We went to Mangia.
Oh,
Don't remind me that I didn't get my capers and ricotta.
Well, I'm just telling you. You're in the wrong here, bud. I got these.
overruled.
Just swinging that gavel like he has no sense. I got the Super Buffalo Pizza, complete with cape, and SB for Super Buffalo.
Excellent.
There was delicious things on here, which is weird because I am not a fan of things called buffalo.
You are not.
The animal, the sauce, otherwise, what have you.
There's-
Buffalo sauce is just the worst.
And their strange little wings.
So, anyways, I have a strong aversion to things with buffalo drippings on it.
Buffalo.
This, on the other hand,
Buffalo squoze.
exactly,
Oh.
freshly,
What does that sound like?
freshly shammied buffaloes.
Excuse me. I'm not editing that out. That was funny.
It's fine. So, I've had this Mangia pizza before, the Super Buffalo. Once upon a time, at a job that I had that was relatively in close proximity to Mangia, whatever you want to call it.
M pizza.
We would get a lunch on the company every first Friday, and Mangia was a favorite. So the boys would get all types of pizzas, and I would try them all.
Yeah.
And I tried this one. I was like, wow, this one's got some bite, but then it's got some dollops of cream cheese on there and some chicken. What is this? This is neat. Mm-hmm. They said it's buffalo chicken, and I'm like, bleh! Oh well, wait a minute, no. Actually, no. Let's take that back. Not. Ooh, pretty good. So I thought I'd give it the full Mountie today
Oh.
and get my own and just eat it because I really enjoyed it the time that I had the 2 slices that I did. TJ's confused.
You know why?
The full Mountie?
Refer to earlier podcasts.
I know.
Carry on, Sam.
Naked Canadians?
Yes, the full Mountie.
I'm sorry.
This is fine.
This is fine.
My nomenclature is a thing, either catch on or don't. This is how it works. This pizza has spice, lots of it, because it has chopped up, or not even chopped, sliced jalapenos.
Oh, yeah.
As a whole, like 4 or 5 per piece of pizza with these big dollops of cream cheese. And this delicious pieces of, I can't believe I'm going to say this, buffalo chicken on the pizza. And then there's an Alfredo sauce for the sauce, which also then brings down a little bit of the bite. So you get that bite of the jalapeno for a second, like, oh, this is hot. And then the dollops of cream cheese and the Alfredo sauce bring it to palpable levels without having to pay the consequence of eating jalapeno, which is kind of neat. This pizza is a win all the way around. I love the flavor combinations, the quick jab to your face of spice, and then not so much, and then it is, and then it's not so much because you keep going back and forth for more. I really enjoy that adventure that my palate goes on with that. I really recommend this pizza. If you're not a fan of buffalo sauce, as clearly I am not, I'd recommend giving this a try because I like this pizza a lot. So much so when I had 2 pieces, I ordered a whole pizza and I ate most of it. I had everything left but 2 slices, and I will have those 2 slices later this evening because it was good.
Excellent. That was your pizza. Oh, how did you feel about the crust on this pizza?
Was there a crust on here? I didn't see one.
Gotcha. So we have all kind of determined it's kind of blended in. There's just enough to pinch the edge of the pizza.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Everything kind of goes all the way to the edge, and there's no real discernation of a bump.
Yes, the
pizza bump.
the pizza bump.
Yeah.
The line of demarcation between crust and whatever the other part that isn't the crust is.
Right. It doesn't let you know this is the end.
Yes.
You might end up eating your finger next time. Be careful. Be careful out there.
There's a severe accident one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So TJ, then you and I ordered a second thing, yes, and we happened to order the same thing.
And as we have been doing for this podcast, I'm going to leave most of the burden of the description on this one to you.
Oh, that's fine.
I found it to be definitely better than average slice of lasagna.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Sorry, I thought we hadn't told them yet what we got.
Indeed.
Sorry.
Well, we got a lasagna, but it was better than average. Not too many layers, not too few. The pasta was fairly robust. There was definitely a little bit of herbaceousness. I didn't notice any like ricotta graininess, which there occasionally is in restaurant lasagna. They will use an inferior grade. That did not happen here. It was tasty. It was creamy. It was generally good. There was enough marinara that I was aware of the marinara. It was balanced and tasty. And there was roughly enough of it. If it was a single entree, maybe not. I would order it again, and I love lasagna, but most restaurant lasagnas do not do it for me. This one does. I was pleased.
So I ordered the lasagna, and it comes out in a boat that has been cooked in nuclear testing grounds because it is insanely hot. I mean, this is oven baked in a kiln. So I think they fired the pottery and the lasagna at the same time. So the slice that comes out, I'm going to go is probably a 4-inch square cube of lasagna. And it is placed dead center in this boat. And it is floating in the sauce moat that is around it. A deep red sauce, nice cheese on top, some Parmesan, sprinkles, a little parsley, something like that on top. Very good. Now this, though, versus the pizza, the sauce on this lasagna is very sweet. This is a very sweet sauce, and it's shockingly different. Like if you're just like gonna bite this as a standard marinara, and I bite it, I'm like, whoa. It's like, not only is this sweet, and then I go back for another bite, and I'm like, huh. It's like, there's the star anise flavor in there. There's like...
Oh, see, I noticed just a hint of that at most. That would not be my primary... I would say a fresher tomatoey flavor than most. Though.
Oh, really?
That's the thing to strike me right after the sweet.
This is a super sweet sauce that's in here. Very unique to Mangia Italiana. Noodles were done well. Wasn't mushy. I could have gone for maybe a little more cheese. I like a little cheese pull on my lasagna, but this is really good and hearty. I mean, as lasagna is, but wow. Super tasty, super hot. Awesome.
Swing that over to me. I got something I never got here before.
Oh.
I got the raviolis, which usually you get at an Italian restaurant, just like, they're just going to pop in some frozen ravs, put on their house sauce, and call it a day. Not here. When I ate my ravioli, I haven't seen a bigger ravioli before served from a restaurant. Also, as you said, the hot factor. I think they summoned Botswanu, the volcano god, and asked them to bless their kilns and ovens and pour magma directly under the bowl. Because it was hot.
I love it when my cheese sauce is audibly bubbly.
Right?
Audibly bubbly.
Kind of was.
Bubbly.
As I described to our fifth Faturday member across the way in the land of foxes, I said, my raviolis are huge, but they are drowning in Alfredo. And I'm not mad at this. It is a boat, and it was reminiscent of the end of Titanic. Everyone was floating in an ocean of Alfredo, but
There's enough room for 2 on the ravioli, Sam.
No, there's enough room for 17. These raviolis were huge.
Lifeboats.
Wow. I cut into the raviolis, do a little homework there. There was a sufficient amount of actual real meat stuffed inside. I would haphazard to guess someone is back there making these one by one with their bare hands and love and compassion and aspirations of being the best ravioli dealer this side of the Picos.
Whoa.
Because these are some damn fine raviolis.
Nice.
The Alfredo sauce is very rich, very thick, very hearty, to echo your lasagna descriptor. I never thought I could have a hearty ravioli before until today.
Yeah.
Until today. Now, as I said, it's swimming in this Alfredo sauce, and on top there is this bog moss of Parmesan crust.
Yeah,
if you will.
The top looked really interesting from afar. It was like, then you had to, like, bog moss is such an interesting descriptor because when you see those lakes where the top is almost solid,
Right.
and then you kind of poke at it and the whole thing waves.
Exactly.
Except there was some ravioli swimming underneath the top.
But then we got to understand how this wasn't watery in any way,
No.
shape, or form. This was quicksand thick.
Yeah.
It was very thick, very hearty. Like when I say hearty, you're gonna eat that sauce and go, "Can I have some water to wash that down?"
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You don't really need that, but it is definitely thick and delicious. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's really good. It's probably the best ravioli I've ever had.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not one for going out to eat ravioli, but I mean, every time someone's like, "Oh, I got some ravioli. You want one?" Okay, I'll have one.
Sure.
It's like, meh, it's ravioli.
See, and this looked like a thicker pasta. Am I
Oh,
correct
yeah.
in this?
Oh, yeah.
Fairly robust, as you were saying, Hardy. I am dying of curiosity now. I don't know if we're going to do 2 Italian Faturdays in a row, but at some point I think we need to get you a certain other Italian restaurant that will remain unnamed, but does have a military rank and a yellow submarine. And we will see, because it's a very similar style, and I really want to know what you think in comparison. But I didn't dare request a bite of your ravioli. You probably would have given it if I asked real nice.
Of course I
maybe.
would have.
But there were few enough of them in that boat. They were larger.
Probably about 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah, exactly. They're
pretty big.
A number that I would have felt a little odd about taking one. I felt like it would have subtracted from your meal in a way that I did not wish to do. In a way that, were it my ravioli, I would have given it reluctantly.
It's exactly how I would have done
So,
it.
exactly.
You're right.
So
You're right.
I didn't want to detract from you. You looked like you were legitimately enjoying that, and I didn't want to detract just for the scientific purposes. However, I did not have the same compunction about the sauce, so I did snake some of that.
There was an abundance of sauce.
And
So sauce, though.
so the sauce.
Yeah.
Right.
How was it?
It was just a little hair less cheesy than I would like it to be. Not in texture. The texture was good, but definitely a mild, more creamy, like I could use just a touch, something sharper, maybe a little bit more Romano, maybe a little bit more Parmesan, Asiago, whatever your sharp Italian cheese of choice. However, it was good, it was warm, and I bet it was mighty tasty on those raviolis. I have a comparison that I want made, and I'm very curious about it. But overall, looked tasty, and what I had of it was tasty.
Smooth and creamy. I like smooth and creamy. Smooth and creamy is the one for me.
Nice. So, and best ravioli you've ever had.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, again, I'm not a ravioli connoisseur by any
Sure.
stretch of the imagination, but so far, on this planet, yeah.
All right. So, TJ, I think he's saying it was tasty.
But did I
you
like
like
it? Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. And I think he said it was tasty, TJ. TJ was tasty. Tasty.
I mean, you didn't ask me if the motion was carried. I'm like, is there
Oh.
a song cue I'm supposed to be
I'm
picking up
sorry.
here?
Sing-
Judge TJ, is the
sing a
motion carried that
song.
was tasty?
Motion carried.
Sing it loud.
Excellent. All right. So I do believe, gents.
Brings us to some situational topics at hand. There's 3 categories that we like to sum up our Saturday eatings.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about our wallets, we talk about our tummies, and we talk about our tastes, but not necessarily in that order because I messed up the last 2, but that's fine.
It's okay. You
freestyling.
You run this section. You could do it whatever order you want.
I could, but we don't. We try to keep uniformity.
Fair enough.
So first and foremost, we're going to talk about our wallets. How do we feel about the value that we got for what we were served?
Sure.
TJ, how do you feel?
So, about a $15 small pizza, which it's not a terribly small pizza. It's enough to feed one person.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dave, do you remember how much the lasagna ran?
Well,
by any chance? About 12, I want to say.
I can tell you what you spent.
I know what the total is.
Oh, yes.
I'm looking at
I
the
can
total.
tell you exactly how much the lasagna was. The lasagna
there
was
it is.
$12.49.
Indeed.
And keep in mind, the lasagna did come with soup and a roll.
The lasagna did come with soup and a roll. That is a very strong point, especially the quality and quantity of soup.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, if I had taken the salad option, I would not feel the same about the price point. So I am going to give it to the lasagna on that price point, given the fairly large quantity and high quality of the soup. The pizza at 15 I would debate.
It's pretty epic.
Because I can get a decent pizza for 10 to 15 in a full-size model, but I might not like the crust as well. So, yeah, 50-50 on the pizza. I could stand maybe... I might even want $3 back on that, if I'm honest. Cheese bread at $5.99.
Planks of cheese bread.
Big planks.
Big logs.
Big logs.
A touch pricey, but the bread was higher quality than most, so I'm gonna say that one's good. Yeah, I might want a couple bucks back here, but overall, I'm okay. I think I could have eaten a little bit smarter and had either the pizza or the lasagna and a starter.
Yeah,
and come away still fairly pricey, still fairly full, but in a balance that I'd be very comfortable with. Here, I'm just a hair over. I'm going to give it a lowercase d, decent, a good enough value.
You know, I'm actually kind of on that same page. The lasagna, because you get a decent sized piece of lasagna, a big bowl / cup / squup, whatever we decided the square bowl was, and the roll, I probably could have eaten that and been fine. And definitely with a starter have been good. The pizza, the little pizza for $14 or $15 is what the smaller pizza is. I need like just a buck or two back on those. That's about it. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm in the decent vicinity today.
I am not in Decentville. I am not in Good Valueville. I paid $38.25.
Yes.
For my food.
Yes.
I get it. I'm a fat guy. I eat a lot on a Faturday. That pizza for $15. No, it's a $10 pizza.
That's where TJ and I were both.
I want
same
$5
thing.
back from.
Well, we had a cheaper pizza too, right? Because I think ours was $13.99.
Oh,
yeah.
whatever it may be, but I mean,
I feel you.
It's a small pizza. That's a one-person pizza. You're charging me a two-person price for a pizza that small.
Yeah,
I understand it's higher quality ingredients and it's delicious, but that does not justify a $5 markup, in my opinion.
got you.
The $12.95 that I paid for my ravioli
With salad and roll.
I know. I still want $2 back on there myself. It wasn't a huge helping of ravioli. It was a large portion. But it's just salad and a roll. Their rolls are only 69 cents. Mm-hmm. That salad's probably only $1.
I think the soup is a better value.
I would agree.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely want. I want $5 or $6 back.
I hear
easily.
you. I hear you. Yep.
So I'm about to say no. Thumbs down.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There we are. Fair assessment. What's
So
next?
We're going to talk about the taste, the flavor profiles here. Do you feel what you got was very tasty? Mm-hmm. Dave, tell me how you feel.
Let's just say that anything that I discussed that was not happy in the price category is definitely improved by the taste. This is tasty food, man. This is like, if there's going to be a top list of Italian places in Omaha that I recommend people to go to where there are tasty things, this is one of those tasty things. It's really good. I enjoyed it. Thumbs up on this food. Everything I ate was tasty. No questions there at all. And the sauce is different, which I appreciate. The presentation is a little different than elsewhere. None of this stuff comes out and you're like, oh, it's the same cheese bread I saw everywhere, or the whatever. It's like, this is different. They make their own meatballs. You get their homemade garlic roll. There's a lot of homemade tasty goodness, and I like that. So thumbs up here.
The taste. I don't go to Mangia repeatedly because there's not a taste here. I take that dollar abuse over the head because I enjoy the taste of taste here. Things here are very deep in flavor, very delicious, very good examples of what They should be everywhere, plus some. These are all pluses. It's a Mangia member was my favorite pizza for quite a while.
It's true. I think you have stated that on a prior podcast many times ago
Yes,
as a
and
reference point anyway.
And then we met other people named Pudgies. So they were my favorite for a while. And their pasta dishes are very, very hearty, very thick, very good. I'm thumbs up here. Everything here is always delicious, flavorful. I never leave Mangia and go, it sounds good now. I'm just like, oh, I need to go home and sleep this off. So, yeah.
Is it time to hibernate yet?
Right. So I'm thumbs up here.
All right. Tej.
So, pasta types, a little bit thicker, a little bit more robust.
Is that like an archetype?
I was just wondering if that what his pasta type was.
Decent flavor. I like that thing. Pizza crust. Again, decidedly above average. Very good pizza crust. It's Mangia Continental Drift's only own thing.
Pancreas.
I'm good there. Absolutely pancreas. No question pancreas.
High five, pancreas.
As far as flavor goes here, the sauce is the boss.
He's right.
I'm not the biggest fan in the world of sweet sauces. This is one place where Dave and I are almost diametrically opposed. I like my highly savory. I like my very rich. I like my just a little bit of star anise type pasta sauces. All things where Dave is generally on the other end of the spectrum. It's one of the rare divides in our food stuffs. So the fact that we can actually agree on this sauce, it kind of has all of those things. It has both sides of these.
It does. It's a deep flavor.
It's got the sweetness and the richness. It's got the herbs. It's got the spices. It's KFC. What am I doing? It's got all the things this sauce does. And especially on the side of my lasagna where you had the sauce moat and I had some roll left over to dip in there, that worked out fairly well. So I am thumbs up on flavor.
Excellent.
All right. That brings us to the tummy deal. How full are we? I'll go ahead and go first.
Yeah?
Gentlemen.
Uh-huh.
I've gone through neighborhoods. I've been through cities.
You have.
I've been on embankments.
30-plus episodes of it.
Have I ever been on a corner?
I don't
think
know
so.
if you've been on a corner.
No, I haven't been on a corner. Today, I'm on a corner.
Yes.
I'm on the corner of regret and fudgesicle. You can beep that out. That's fine.
It'll be funny when I do.
I know. Whew. Yeah. Things there, like the cheese bread to begin with was just, I should have just had a slice.
Did you eat all three?
Oh, yeah, I ate all three. Come on. Do you know how delicious that cheese bread is?
I do because I had some. It was very good.
Cheeber Creebers. Oh, it's so good. So then, I ate the salad. I was like, oh, yeah, salad's going to help wash it all down. I forgot I have to eat the salad last to make it all wash down, not first. So that was my fault. But then I ate a whole boat of ravioli I ate all the sauce. I didn't lick the plate clean, but it was pretty well. Oh, yeah, kind of. Except I was so full. But I did make sure that there was no little tiny pools anywhere. There was just streaks of sauce left. That's it. It was all sopped up. And then I ate a majority of a small pizza. I do have 2 slices left, but I would have probably just exploded all over the table.
Oh, no.
Nobody wants that. No one wants to take me to the ER after Faturday. We got a podcast to do. We're professionals.
It's true.
I know when to say when. I'll tell you when I've had enough. I've had enough.
You can quit anytime, I know.
Exactly. Can't quit you Faturday ever. But boy, fellas, I am full. Well, the problem is, I ate $38 worth of food. I should be full.
You should be.
I should be excruciating full. I am. If I was excruciatingly full at $31, $32, I would be the happiest boy on the planet.
I honestly feel with what you ordered, you could have fed 2 people pretty well.
Probably 3.
Yeah. Well,
I'm taking shallower breaths today. I'm not drinking my water as fast as I want to.
No, like you've hardly touched it.
I'm on the corner of
regret?
Of regret and fudgesicle.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay. That's a new corner. Interesting street sign, too. The kids steal it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
TJ, how's your full factor?
Somewhere between Comfortville and Hurt Town. I'm maybe a toe in Hurt Town right when we were leaving the restaurant. I'm parked comfortably in Comfortville now. So not nearly as bad off, but I did not eat all 3 giant planks of cheese bread. I had 1. 3, maybe 4 slices of... No, 3 slices of pizza and lasagna, the soup,
Roll.
and the roll.
Yeah.
So not an inordinate, ridiculous amount of food, but definitely quite a bit. Value for money, amount of full factor for what I spent might be a little bit on the low side, but not in bad shape. Not in bad shape. Decent.
All right. So this is kind of a trope in many movies, but I'm going to reference a specific movie right now. And it's an older movie, but it still checks out. It's called Goonies. And in Goonies, there's a trap that One-Eyed Willie has set, and it's got a very taut rope. And there's an upside-down sickle that is very sharp, swinging back and forth over this rope.
I'm familiar.
Okay. And it is cutting strands of this multi-stranded rope away. And you know when it cuts to the last strand that there's going to be a problem of some type.
Yeah, data's going to fall through the floor. I get it.
Yes. So I saw the upside-down sickle cutting the rope, and I tapped out.
Shh.
Yes, it was happening because of all the food there. So I did not finish a slice of pizza, and I did not finish probably a quarter to a third of my lasagna, probably more on the third side. So I had a half plus a tiny bit of lasagna, 2 slices of pizza, a bite of your buffalo pizza, a decently sized chup of soup, whatever we decided that thing was called.
Oh, the bup?
Yeah.
The coal?
The squall.
The squall?
And, of course, the garlic roll. And I knew that I was about to cut that rope and just be dumbly full and have to go to that same corner that you were hiding on, Sam. So I tapped out right before that. So all that is to say, there I was definitely in Super Fullville, maybe Super Fullberg. I will tell you now, a couple hours later, I'm doing better. Like, I could probably eat now, but as leaving the restaurant, I am really glad I stopped when I did. So fullness gets a thumbs up here. It's Italian food. If it doesn't fill me up, they did it wrong. Well, they did it right.
Yeah, I think there's some truth in that there.
Yeah.
It's kind of how this cuisine is built.
Really so, yes. So thumbs up here.
I don't have the power to muster to the last one.
Well, I'll help you out because, of course, we have the new category that has only recently been instantiated by you, Sam, the food life category.
AKA the fat life.
That's right. And Sam coined this term on, it doesn't have to do with the quality of the restaurant or the quality of the food or anything like that. This is how long in between visits do you want? So there might be a place that you go to every day of the week that would have a 1-day food life. And there's other places that you either save for special occasions, or maybe it's just really heavy food or something like that. And you don't want it all the time. You're like, whoa, okay, I need a break. And I'm going to really want this thing when I'm coming back. So, what do you think about your food life there on Mangia Italiana?
I'm going to give it... It is delicious. It is good. And I do frequent this place. I've been here a handful of times. I'm going to say 6 weeks. 6 weeks is fair.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it on a monthly basis, but I think after a month I would start missing it. And probably be like, you know what sounds good?
Mm-hmm.
Some hearty Italian.
Mm-hmm.
And this to me is probably the best example of hearty Italian food.
Mm-hmm.
6 weeks, baby.
6 weeks is your food life there. I may have to bite your style a little bit. I was on the month thing, but I think I need a little bit more room because the thing is if I go here, I'm gonna get some type of bread thing. I'm probably gonna get, definitely a pizza, maybe a baked pasta. Like I'm gonna do it big and whatever. This isn't. I don't think I'm gonna go here and just grab a pizza. It's kind of
Also end?
Yeah, it's there has to be an Italian event happening, and I need a little space there. And also, of course, there's a lot of good Italian food around Omaha too, so I might spread that out a little bit. So, 6 weeks, 2 months, somewhere in there is probably where I'm sitting. If I would definitely say after a week or two, if somebody said, hey, I really want to go here, I would have no problem doing that. It would just be my own personal food life. Is are probably in that neighborhood. Teach?
Actually, before anyone started throwing out figures, 2 months, which I find interesting. So I'm in the ballpark of both of y'all's.
Yeah.
I would go less than that and not regret it, as you say, if somebody really wanted to. But yeah, 2 months, I think no less for me, actually.
Nice. I like that. And, the other thing is it from where the three of us dwell, it is a little bit farther. So it's not like we're walking here from lunch, because if it was super close to like my place of work, I might sneak in there during the week and grab like a meatball sub and a salad for lunch. But this is kind of a destination restaurant with our current locations too.
Yeah. If it was just around the way, I think we'd make it back a lot more often than we do.
Yeah. So, but we definitely want to make the trek, and it's been on our list for a while. So, all right. What happens now, Sam?
Well, we sum this all up now. We take a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, a little bit of column C. We wrap it up in a nice little fat grease bow. And we,
I hated tying that thing.
we chew on it a bit, and then we spit out this magical number called the Frampton.
Oh, my goodness. Well, the Frampton scale, let me tell you about that. It's our overall measurement here from 0 to 5 in half steps only.
Only?
Yes, and appearing anywhere on the scale, much like a Michelin star. If you get a 1 Michelin star, you're still a Michelin star restaurant. If you appear on this scale, even at a 0.5, that's a good thing. And as I have said now for many episodes, Sam, you have a nice way of describing this as well, and that is...
Oh, sure, Dave. Thanks for passing that back over here. I don't know why I decided to go
great.
that. The way I like to break it down is if I got people coming in from out of town, friends, family, anybody, it's like, hey, man, what does Omaha have to offer? What's some delicious eats that I can't get anywhere else? What's something I'm going to eat and go back home and rant and rave to my friends and be like, you know what I had in Omaha? I had this. It's kind of how I break it down.
I like that. That's really good. Well, Sam, do you often start the Frampton rating?
Usually.
You do? I know we've said that a lot, and then TJ usually starts. That's kind of what's happened because TJ never started. So guess what? I think I'm going to start this week. How's that?
Okay.
All right. So Mangia Italiana, we've all been here several times. I've recommended this place to people. I have taken people here, so clearly it starts to get in that Faturday ethos. The inside of the place, while TJ, like you said, it's a little bit confining because of its narrowness, but it's sure cozy. The staff is always friendly. The food is always good, and it's unique and tasty. So. Delicious place to be. I think I'm going to go a 1.5 here. I think it's super tasty. It doesn't. There are some restaurants that have a little bit of extra Saturday flair that makes it extra memorable. I will say here, the memorable part is definitely the taste and the food. And somebody's going to go here and have a really awesome Italian meal and enjoy it and be like, hey, what was that Italian place that we went to? I really enjoyed that. Maybe we should go back there. So I think that's where I'm at today.
I'll go next. Now, I sat here and thought about this number, and I feel whatever number I give it is not going to be the right number. I'm at a real complex place with this.
Interesting.
On one hand, I want to give it a 1.
Mm-hmm.
On a one hand, I want to give it a 3.
Interesting.
And I don't want to say 1.5 or a 2 because we say those a lot.
Fair. What are you going to do?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to...
Talk it out, buddy. Why would you give it a 1
I've been
or
thinking
3?
about this all day.
Yeah.
Since we left.
Yeah.
1.5 is too weak. A 3 is too generous for what I think. So we'll just go 2.
Okay.
I'll have to give it 2.
There's a 2.5. When's the last time you rated something a 2.5?
I don't know. The reason being is a 1 is doing it a disservice because that's just saying, it's a place you got to eat. I think this is a place I recommend constantly.
Mm-hmm.
People are always like, oh, I'm thinking about going out this weekend. I'm like, oh, yeah, where are you going? Oh, I don't know. I was thinking about, some Italian food or something. Have you had Mangia? But the problem with me giving it on the 3.5 is, other than tasty food, there's not much to it. The wait staff is sometimes nil. The ambiance is kind of bleh. You can sit outside, cool. It's counter service. Nothing really special going on there. You have to get your own drinks. Even when there is wait staff, you go fill your own drinks. They don't fill it up for you. You get your own to-go containers. It's not a restaurant, really. It's kind of a counter service, sit down, eat, someone brings you your food.
Fast casual.
Yeah, and there's no real hook other than delicious food,
Which
isn't bad.
That's true. Well, you kind of bring an interesting point up, too, because I recommend this place all the time as well. And I was on the fence between a 1.5 and a 2. And I'm like, what are my other 2s and things that I've kind of compared this to? And the thing is, like you said, the ambiance is nice, but it's like if you wanted to take your loved one out for like that romantic Italian dinner.
I wouldn't take him here.
This is not the spot for that. But you're right. It's the food. That's where it's at. The experience isn't there, which is I think what probably pulls you back a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel you.
There's certain places that have it all.
Yeah.
The atmosphere, the wait service, the fun menus, the delicious food, just everything.
Right.
This place has one thing, but that one thing is amazing.
That's true.
Hearty, thick, rich, delicious flavors.
Mm-hmm.
There's someone back there with love and care just making the best Italian food this side of the Pecos.
Right. So interesting.
Yes.
You're usually, and what's fun is, if somebody's going to have a waffle around here, that's usually me. I haven't seen you waffle this much on our rating in a long time.
Yes.
So be decisive. What is
I
it
said
be?
2. It's a 2.
A 2? Okay.
There's lots of improvement to get to a 5. It could be a 5. Really easy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They just need to change a few fundamental things. But I don't run a business, so what the hell do I know?
And we keep going here, so.
Right. I mean, I do keep coming back.
Right. Well, and I think that's where I always try to emphasize when we start doing the scale that appearing anywhere here is good, because you're clearly a cut above everybody else automatically. It's just now you're competing with other Faturday places.
Yeah. So it's I just have to go with a 2. Mangia, you could be easily a 4 or a 5 if you just got a certain hook, a certain just extra something. I mean, the sound. It's so sound and solid, and the foundation is just rock solid. I need something to give you that 5, and I want to.
Got you.
Because I recommend people all the time.
And we'll continue to. Absolutely. I like that.
TJ.
This place is delicious. Yeah. They have wonderful things. Yeah. This is one of the best Italian restaurants in town. I like this place. I will go back to this place. 0. Oh, not on the scale for me.
Scale today.
Not in my heart of hearts. I like it. The sauce is delicious. They do have a heartier pasta. I recommend everyone within the sound of my voice go. When people ask me, where do I get good Italian in town? I do tell them here. Would I bring someone from out of town here and say, this is a great example of Omaha. This is the thing that we have that you can't get anywhere else? No, I would not. It's good food. It's worth going. But is it just way up in the upper echelons of itself, of the food stuff world? No, it is not. Not for me. I really like it. I do. But it's just not on the Faturday scale in my case. There is honestly only one restaurant in town I can think of that's a true all-around Italian restaurant that might be on the Faturday scale. We will find out in due course. I don't know if it is, but it's possible. There's just nobody that hits all the buttons for me. Is Mangia good? Yeah, they're good. And I do say go, but 0 stars for me. 0 Framptons. Okay.
He's holding the gavel like he wants to hit us with it.
I was waiting for some sort of
retaliation.
fracas. No,
No.
like,
I
no,
think
you can't give it 0.
Well,
Well, no, because I mean that's the
0.
thing is I think Sam and my rank both were purely on taste.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any question that the food is good. You should definitely go here. I like the, I've said before that what you hear from us is our honest discussion. This is our discussion literally, an hour or two right after we had lunch. If you were to ask us what's going on, here it is. And we do not get paid for this. We're just some Joes.
Just some dudes that like to eat.
Yeah, that like to eat and like to tell you about food. And we definitely would like to tell you to go here at some point and eat this.
Eat this.
And so
Definitely
with
eat
that,
this.
in the underground bunker, I'm Dave.
I'm Sam.
I'm TJ.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks for eating with us.
Deuces.
Bye.
Faturday Omaha.
Eat this.